everyone's life is kind of like a story. To them, it is the most important thing. You want to start a conversation, it goes like this, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely. So
very
I give you
simple.
two sets of questions actually. The earlier one was those information questions, the why question,
Yeah.
and the values question, value beliefs questions to go more
Hmm.
deeper and understand and build a relationship. If you're looking at building a relationship, you need that. And here's
Hmm.
what you can use as, kind of probes in between to make that conversation interesting and to, like you said, also,
Hmm.
to understand and navigate it.
Yeah.
One more thing from my side is before we do all this, and maybe we're not going in a very chronological order right now, but
Hmm.
is to tune in.
Hmm.
Many a times the big mistake happens, and I've observed it with people I've been in conversation with, is they're half here and half somewhere else.
Hmm. Yeah.
Physically
Yeah.
present there, trying to listen half-hearted, then thinking next question, or mind is traveling somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, I've actually seen this with a lot of interviewers also. So I've given interviews as well, right? So what interviewer is thinking, they are not listening. They have a list of question. Okay, all right, then this and then this. They're just worried about what is the next question, and they're never actually listening. So people who are doing this professionally also, they are not really paying attention towards this, the listening part,
yes.
and only then the conversation is going to be natural, kind of having a flow, right? Otherwise, it is going to look like you're having an agenda like that, right?
Sure.
Hmm.
So yeah, you want to look at the person, you want to listen to them, and then you want to navigate. And I would also say that get to personal questions a little later on, which is
Hmm.
try to talk from, like we said, current and general, which is the environment, then getting into talking possibly about context like work, professional stuff,
Hmm.
like because you can't start asking Ashish, who I just met like a minute back, that what's your ambition in life? What's your vision in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself?
Yeah.
He'd be like, yeah, ye interview le rahe ho? Yeah, and it shouldn't be
Hmm.
like an interrogation, which is like
Hmm.
one after the other. So,
Yes.
Ashish, where are you from? Where do you live? Who all are there in your family? Acha, how nice. When did you go there? So, you're constantly asking questions. Yeah, what
Hmm.
you want to do is
Yeah.
balance it out, and you want to move from really like some professional education or work related topics, then maybe a hobby, ask about hobbies or traveling, those kind of things like, do you like traveling? Do you like hobbies? What are your hobbies? How do you like to spend your free time? Are you passionate about something? And that's why when we find other interesting links that are there between you and the other person.
All
Finally,
right.
I'll just close this part with,
Hmm.
from my side, whatever inputs I want to give is, let's just recall about any kind of connection or friendship you've ever built on a train journey.
Hmm.
On a train journey, when you're sitting next to the other person, agar baat start hoti hai, how it starts? Starts with,
I'm super bad at this because I've never actually
you
done that.
never talk.
I don't talk.
Yeah.
I'm just happy that I talked to you back then. Otherwise, I don't talk to people in general, like
But
in
Ashish, it
train or
was
planes.
surprising that you came and spoke to me quite a bit in that trip.
Do you
And even
know
your
that
your friends
I
were
was going
saying,
to No, no, no. Do you
yeah,
know that I was going to bunk that class? I was going to walk away. And when I was trying to walk away, no, one of the faculties actually caught me that, hey, where are you going? Because that was my usual. That was my usual in BARC training school. Bunk the class, study for ISRO. That's it. But for you, I got caught. And then I was sitting over there like casually in the last bench like this.
yeah.
What is she saying? And yeah, I know better. And then I stood up. No, I don't know better. I need to talk to her. So that's when I came to you for my personal
Yeah.
benefit. Like help me,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Hmm.
In the evening also you came when other students were like, he generally doesn't come out. He's quite like busy in his own world only. Pata nahi
Yeah,
aaj kaise aaya hai and all that.
yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, I think it's an example that when you see there's some value, you should go after it, go and talk. And in the train example or airport example, what I wanted to establish is you just start in the common ground, ki kahan ja rahe ho? And you see the answer that comes. So if you ask them on a Rajdhani from Mumbai to Delhi, ki where are you
Yeah.
going? And they say, I'm going to Delhi. So you immediately say, मैं भी. I'm also going to Delhi, right?
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
And then the next question might be, okay, तो आप वहां पे रहते हैं या आप इधर रहते हैं? तो लाइक नहीं, हम यहाँ रहते हैं, हम छुट्टी पे जा रहे हैं. अरे मैं भी. Which is even I live in Bombay. Bombay में कहाँ रहते हो आप? So
Hmm.
they will be like Borivali, for example. So you'll be like,
Hmm.
अरे Borivali में तो मेरी आंटी के बहन की ना बेटा, they stay there. So
Yeah.
what are we doing is essentially to sum all this in pieces that we looked at is keep on linking. We link it, right?
Hmm.
Wherever there's a common link, वो चाहे आंटी के बहन का अ, पति का बेटा होगा या माँ होगी, वो
Hmm.
बोरीवली में रहते हैं. We
Hmm.
still try to establish connection, which is common ground, right? We're trying to get a connection. So essentially, everything that the other person is saying, if you keep relating it back to your world, and
Hmm.
them, that okay, with me also, I had a similar experience. The more common ground, the more people tend to, and trust me, this is a small world after all.
Hmm.
Do
Hmm.
you have you heard of that concept? It says the small world
Yes.
concept that
Heard of it. Yeah.
there is only 6 degrees of separation between you and any other person in the world.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
essentially, there's lots of common that we have with each other, is what I want to say.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
Yes. Yes.
only
I'm
you care to
certainly.
find it.
No, no, no. I'm going to start doing it. But where were you getting at with that train conversation? Like, okay, let
So
us say
with the
that
train, yeah, yeah.
so
Go,
what
yeah,
I've
go ahead.
seen is that I don't really do that, but my father, my mother, and elder generation used to do it, right? So it is a
Yeah.
new generation of earphones and everything in your cell phone that kind of prohibits you, and you don't really need others. Like, but you do need. It's just that you don't know it. So yeah, that is how it would start from like my parents and all. Like, where are you from in Ranchi? Where do you live? Where are you going? What is your purpose? Normal. You want to have some food like that. It goes like
Yeah.
that. Hmm.
And you'll be surprised if you asked your dad, he would be like, yeah, I made a couple of friends also. They were
Yes,
very nice
yes, yes.
people. Those ban gaye. So, and why that happened is because you find common ground. I'm establishing common ground between two people that happens. And that's why I was saying small world, that there's a lot of commonality that exists between you and another person. Like between
Hmm.
you and me also on another level, professional or work related stuff is there. But we both have one sibling, right?
Yeah.
Now that's a
Hmm.
common ground,
Hmm.
because of that
Yeah.
we can actually talk about something other
Hmm.
extra, or maybe bring us a little more aligned, or feel the distance is a little lesser, is what I'm saying. That
Hmm.
to reduce the discomfort, we need some commonality with the other person, and that exists only if we can find them. And then we naturally, like our parents never had any training on how to talk to new people, right? But if
Yeah.
they used to talk that time, they were compelled to, nahi to bore hoga pura 12 ghanta, right?
Huh,
um,
yeah,
a-
yeah.
but one other thing which you said is very important, that today's world has become very silo, very individualistic, and
Hmm.
which is fine. But I think
Hmm.
we must not forget the merit that
But
human beings.
surprisingly, on a contrast, we actually know more people because of the internet. We don't really have
Yes.
conversations, like we chat a lot, but we don't really have a conversation. So, if only we can use this in a better manner, we can actually do better, right? In all of
Yes.
those domains. Yeah. There are a lot of online platforms as well these days, like Clubhouse. You introduced it to me. It's a good platform. There are other platforms also popping up. I just saw that Spotify made their own copy of Clubhouse, something like that. I even downloaded it. I don't remember the name, but yeah, it is basically the same concept of you'll be having chat rooms. Yeah, it is called Green Room. Very creative.
Green
So
room.
yeah, yeah. So you
Yeah.
can have conversations over there as well, and actually it is safer, especially for girls. I would say that you cannot talk to random people on the streets. It will be, maybe some places it will be very difficult, but
Yeah.
online it is safer. And these days all the interviews are going online as well. Everything is going online. Recruitments are going, work is going online, your meetings are going online. So having this much experience, and that too for free, you can certainly utilize the online platforms,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, all right.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think going on Clubhouse and all is a way now to do it, which is
Mm-hmm.
why do you think Clubhouse is still successful? If we are so busy in our world, no, we still need to engage with people. And I think that's a high recommendation from my side, that you must go and keep on building networks. And let's say it's not only for the benefit of feeling good and friends and all, but it is important in the long run for your career. It is
Mm-hmm.
extremely important that networks will give you dividend, and I'm talking
Yeah.
after a good almost 2 decades of working. In 2 decades,
Yeah.
I can tell you that you would see the benefits coming. Like I said, it's small world. The industry is not so. I mean, industry, you keep bumping into people, you meet people, you never know
Yeah.
how. And if you see LinkedIn's format, it shows you, right? LinkedIn shows you between you and another person, there's two links, etc. That is what
Hmm.
it means. So I
Hmm.
want to just really underline and emphasize this point for everyone is, I
Hmm.
think, keep networking. And if you are too busy and like introvertish, then you need to put it in your agenda.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
To go on Clubhouse intentionally, make some networks, or wherever you go, I have to have that, in
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
kind of intentional to-do list, or however
Hmm.
you will have to find your own ways.
All right. Okay.
That's
This
it.
was great. This was much, much better than I expected. Obviously, I knew that this is going to be amazing. So informative. Like, I am changed from this point onwards. I do not know about the audience over here. I learned so many new things. I'm going to talk to every other person when I get to the